Hello, guys. You're welcome to another episode of MJ Talks. So it's MJ Talks here, and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to the conversation we're going to be having today is a continuation of the topic desire. So today I'm going to be talking about mediocrity. I don't really want to name it mediocrity, or yeah, to live a mediocre life is simply to live like ordinarily, to just choose values that are lesser, to choose a life that is less ambitious, to not even have like a big dream, to just be there, to just be ordinary. And while we're talking about desire, and I was watching it a few days ago, I realized how some persons don't even have a desire. And it's important for us to have this conversation because I know some people that I don't even know, they're just comfortable with ordinary. And to be fair, no judgments, right? We don't judge. But I feel like your life is bigger than just ordinary. Your life is supposed to be much more. That's why you're chosen. Imagine you as a in your mother's womb and there were other eggs that could have been fertilized, but you particularly came through. It means that you have been singled out for something extraordinary, something unique. That's why you're on this earth. So everybody like has a deposit of something unique. And so when you look at life from that perspective, I think you just want to do more. So if you're someone that is just like me, you've always known that you're supposed to be much more. You've always thought of it, you've always dreamt of it, but you have just been limited by your environment, by your family, by things, money, finances that you don't have, resources that you don't have. This is the call for me to tell you that life can be much more, right? That mediocre life is not for you and you know it, right? So come out of your comfort zone. I'll just take a look at some of the things I wrote down. Some people say they can't aim higher because of their background, or because of where they were born, or because of a lot of things. I remember how we used to joke as children and be like, oh, imagine if you have been living this your life, right, struggling, and then somebody just comes to tell you that you're Dangote's child. When we were in secondary school, we used to joke. Some people say, if you see the way, like, I go deny my papa, you get that kind of thing. So some persons they be like, I go vex. So as per so the argument, the thing we're trying to say is, will you be upset that your parents left you all these years and then now they're coming to tell you that you're their child? Obviously, you'll be very happy. In fact, I don't know, me personally, I don't know how I'll feel. I'll just like, okay, they should shall be sending me the money. I think I'm okay. I did good for myself, right? But if you're out there and just tell me how you're going to feel about it. So, but history is filled with people that were born in difficult situations that made the best out of their lives, that turned out perfectly fine simply because they chose not to be small, because they chose not to be ordinary. A huge part of my journey in forming my thought process was this man, Nick Vujicic. I remember, I hope I got the pronunciation well. I remember being drawn to the book Life Without Limits. Life is either Life Without Limits or Life with No Limits. And Nick Vujicic is simply this man that has no arm and has no legs. And when I saw it, I think I saw it when I was 16, that book for the first time, and I stumbled across it and I read it. And my mind started to think, this person has no legs and no hands, but yet he has traveled the world. He has learned to take care of himself. In fact, he has children, and no, they have legs and hands, in case you're thinking they don't. He has a wife. Somebody married him. Yes. And it's beautiful to see that. I think at some point he decided that it's either he lives pitiable, everybody pities him and he pities himself, or It takes responsibility of the bad situation and just make the best out of it. And trust me, he has traveled across the world with his story, motivating people that have legs and hands that are giving up on life. Imagine. I'm not here to say motivation and everything. I'm just here to say, man, your life is supposed to be beautiful. Stop lying to yourself that, oh, your situation is the reason why. Eh, eh, eh. Choose a better life. Choose a better you. And I'm not saying you can jump into it. I'm saying it's first a decision. It's first a desire, right? Desire to live. Yes, last week I was saying desire to laugh, desire to have joy, desire to write, desire to play football, desire something, desire to be more than you are, desire to be that person that is not just, you're always confused. Why don't you just speak up, just choose something? eh you've never desired anything. Do you know how many things I have become? Me, I remember a friend of mine, she's always telling me how I learn everything. What exactly do I want to be? That's the first place to start. Let people start asking you, oh boy, why are you learning graphic, learning photography? Learning, yes, start from there. As you do, as you take up those little ventures, you will now see that you're drawn to like a particular thing. And that was it for me. That's where to start from. Yeah, instead of blaming circumstances, instead of blaming your parents don't send you to university. You're turning 40. They say a fool at 40 is a fool forever, and I get it. You're already 28, 29, 30. You're blaming your parents for every single thing. At least they gave birth to you. Thank just say they did not flush you in the toilet. All right. Now you're 19, you're 18, you're 20. Stop blaming anybody for where you are. Be responsible. That's where to start. So that's number one. And I've given the story of Nick Vujicic and Oprah Winfrey was abused as a child, but yet look at Oprah. Nobody remembers the abuse. I wrote on my phone that mediocrity is excellence on pause. Hi, you're just okay. You're just okay. I remember a story of a lady that had worked in a place for about more than 10 years and she has never been promoted. And a lot of people, they prefer this life of routine. So you get back home, you work the same job, you eat the same food, you go to the same places, you're on the same salary for a long time, and you're comfortable, and that's fine. And then you give birth to children, you get married to a husband that is like you. Your children, they're like you. You just advise them to get a 9 to 5, get a stable salary, and get married too. Like that's that. And then when it's time, you lived your life, you're 70, and then boom, you're dead, you're buried, gone, like just gone. Auntie, what exactly did you come to this life for? You came to this life just to work and eat and what? And just, I don't know, like, there are people like that. There are people living this earth like that every single time. And sincerely, it doesn't make sense to me. Don't be like that. Take risk. Do something out of the ordinary. I was listening to a podcast and they say fail over 50 times. Just fail at something. Just have a story. Some people, their life is so boring that when you're with them, like I was university, it was just there, I just went to class. How was your grade? I graduated with a second class. I'll be a first class. I don't know. What was your position when you're in school? At least 10 position now. We know they fail. You know they fail, but you know they pass. You're just there. There are people like that. Like they are not failures, oh, but they are not winners. They are just there. I don't like to be. I don't like to just be there. You know how the Bible talks about you're neither hot nor cold, but you will still be spat out. We don't remember the people in the middle. You know all those people in like a movie, all those extras that just walk the streets. They are like that. They are the exact picture. You are not the superhero. You're not the villain. You're just the passerby. Nobody remembers you. Nobody. Please don't be like that. And I'm very sure that I'm talking to somebody on this channel that has just decided that, I just dey low key. That's the Gen Z. I beg, I just dey low key. I no like stress. I want just dey. Life na jeje. This is the same thing that makes people get into a get rich quickly avenue, because they've never looked at the process of getting into their desire as something that must be bettered. So they are just living a soft life until somebody tells them that, oh, there's something that we can do to get quick money. After they get quick money, do you know that they are so dull that even with the quick money, they cannot still make something out of themselves? Like they can give them 20 million right now, and in the next 1 year, they are still back to ground zero. It's to tell you that this is a mindset thing, it's an ideology. And if you are like that, I break it in the name of Jesus. Yes, your life is bigger, your life is large, your life is not small. You can be better, you can be the president. Yes, you can be the next Vicky James with the best designs. You can be the best photographer. Yes, you can be the best fashion designer. You can curate something beautiful out of your life. Mediocrity is more dangerous than failure. Failure forces you to reflect. Mediocrity encourages you to maintain, like to just maintain your lane. Meanwhile, if you're failing, you just reflect on how to get better. But if you're just in that office, no promotion, you're just there. When you are not failing, assuming you are failing in your office, at least they'll be bashing you. You will say, okay, let me go and take a course. Let me read. That's what failure does. Oh. But mediocre people, nothing, they are just there. Imagine, I gave the example. I say, imagine the employee who's been at the same level for 8 years, respected but never promoted. They are just respected by the number of years they have stayed in the company because they never push beyond the job description. Mediocrity often begins in school when we start celebrating good enough. How it sneaks in: comparison. Success has a steep hill, mediocrity has a hammock. Social media validation as a pseudo success. So social media makes you feel accomplished without really being accomplished. So you have 120k followers, but yet no money in your pocket. You're not doing anything. You're just showing fake lifestyle. So break out of it. Practical ways to break out of it. Audit your life today for good. So are you just good enough, or you're aiming to be the best? Me, I don't know. I always tell myself that, MJO, I beg, today is another day that the Lord has made. Do better. Even with my YouTube channel, do better. I go back and watch just to tell you that I want. So I'm not saying compare your life to others. I'm saying be the best version of yourself. Do you understand? I'm not saying, oh, look at that person outside and start aiming. No. What has God called you to do? Start it. Stop resting every time you are pushing it. Procrastination. Tomorrow. Even if you have a business, you'll not think of ways to improve it because you're just satisfied with the 5 customers you have. Don't you know your business can reach out to the whole of Port Harcourt? If everybody in Port Harcourt is drinking one of your drink, is it not something? Just imagine how much you'll be getting. You're just satisfied with Abloma. And no shades to Abloma. I could have mentioned any other place, right? You're just okay with singing in your church choir. You have never carried your phone to sing and post online because you are scared of being judged. Let's post it online so that they will say, oh, this is awesome, improve on this. You will notice that you start put yourself out there. That's what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. Well, none of my people have started commenting on how one thing is not good or one thing. Please, thank you. But even if they do, I'll improve. Even I don't even need them to tell me to improve. I will go back and watch it and say, okay, what is going on here? Why is your head like this? Why are you why are you shouting? Why are you shouting for us? Yes. Some people, they never have a personal time where you are just in your room and saying, okay, what is life now? What am I doing with my life? So this is me giving out like ways to break out of mediocrity. Set discomfort goals. Don't always be in your comfort zone. Set goals, set bigger goals. Oh, I have never written more than a page. So every day I write 2 pages if you're a writer. I've never baked for people. Let me bake and share to my neighbors. Let them tell me how it tastes. Set goals that put you in discomfort. Surround yourself with people who are dissatisfied with average. Your clique, if you look at all your clique, nobody pass anybody. We just there now. Your clique, nobody is doing good, nobody is doing well. Is that how you want your life to be? Let somebody doing great encourage you to be great. Make friends, new friends. It's not bad to have new friends. Scale up. Make new friends that will make you go up, right? That's just like the little tip I have for you. Like I said, I'm not judging. If we listen, we don't judge. But let this be like your motivation. And I know that on this call, God has been talking to somebody, but He had to use my voice to say it to you, right? Get up and do the work for your life, not for your life alone, for your children. Imagine that example I gave about the Dangote situation. Don't be that parent in future. Now you're 20 something. Imagine your child in the next 30 years asking, Mommy, what were you doing when your mates were becoming billionaires and millionaires? That's They might not have the mind to ask you, but I'm asking you on their behalf. What were you doing when your mates were entering the billions, making something out of their lives? Now you're angry with people that have mansions. You're angry with people that can send their children to the best schools. You're angry with people that their children can do anything they want to do, and for the next 4 generations, they have wealth. You're angry with Otedola and Dangote and Tony Elumelu because they made something out of themselves. You can do that as well. You can decide today to do that as well. So, yeah, I hope this resonates with you, and I hope it was kind enough. I love you, and I look forward to our next episode. Bye.